Welcome back to Let's Try Roleplay. This is episode 28 of My Pokemon Academia. I'm James and I'll be playing Kyle Karp with his friend Pebble, the Aggron.
I'm Henry and I'll be playing Oliver with his friend Ainsley, the Gallade.
I'm Robin and I'll be playing Nat with her friend Indy, the Arcanine.
And I'm Connor, your Pokemon Master.
In this episode, Mistuar finally gets some answers. But previously.
Turn around to look at him, you see that Vibrava's glowing blue. I don't know, how would you describe Flygon?
It's kind of like a Diplodocus. But it's got goggles on.
And wings.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Dun, 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 dun!
This fight will commence in 3, 2, 1. What are the rules on dying?
Oh god, Hearts.
No.
We not kill another Pokemon.
You see the light leave Manectric's eyes.
Oh no, now I've killed one! Oh god!
One of the pylons crumbles and starts to fall down and it lands directly on top of Electivire. And the light also leaves its eyes.
Oh my god, I can't kill them!
I would like to use Yawn.
Right, okay, this is going to get really sick really quickly. You do realise that we can't end the battle until we beat it, so you're going to put it to sleep and then we have to simultaneously just beat the shit out of this sleeping Pokemon until it's dead. And it will die because apparently we are too powerful.
I thought it would be funny!
So you walk out with Sparky towards the door, and he sort of stops for a minute, and he says, "Don't worry about what happened in there. I'm sure there's ways that I can sort it out."
Oh god.
I hate to ask.
It's alive!
Oh yeah, there are electric types.
3
Shock them, they
weeks
might come back.
later. Deep in.
So he takes the. So a couple of people go in afterwards from the Pokemon Center, go and scoop up Electivire and
Oh,
Into a
Manectric.
bucket. Oh.
Once again, they can't find Manectric's body.
Yeah,
It's
true.
gone.
Yeah, Manectric might be a little harder to save.
Because it's
Yeah.
Ash.
No, it's been ground by the rocks.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But Sparky's taking this sort of remarkably well. So,
He took that very well.
yeah.
They
So
weren't his Pokemon, he borrowed them from a mate.
Sorry, mate. You saw what happened. It was on TV.
Cara.
So as you're walking out the door, a couple of familiar faces are stood there. You see
The police!
They're familiar because they all look the same.
Stephen comes over. And
The child torturer! We fit in with a very good crowd right now.
Stephen comes over and holds out his hand to shake you.
I'll shake his hand and be like,
And he says, "I cannot explain how excited everyone is. You've made it. You know, it's time for you to take your biggest steps of all."
What if we kill the gym? What if we kill the league?
The champion's main Pokemon.
This is the third time this has happened, Stephen.
Third.
You killed... Look, we're coming back to this again. We're not letting you forget. You killed actual
killed
people.
They were bad people.
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't matter.
Human beings, my dear.
Stephen, this is... Why does this keep happening? Wait, no, I'm not doing my character. Stephen, why does this keep happening?
Oh, we're too
Probably
powerful.
because the DM isn't statting the Pokemon high enough. But mind you, they are level 50, higher stat than all of you.
he's auto-statting them. They should be good.
Stephen sort of patching like, look, these things happen. We'll
Us
sort
all
something.
the time.
We'll
course you
sort
say
something.
that.
I mean, yeah,
I killed a Gyarados, Stephen.
I mean, Zephyrax was pretty pissed off at me for making some clones. What about actual murdering Pokemon? I don't know. Never mind. And sort of like,
They were old. Pokemon die. Shit happens.
well,
so-
maybe they're just ghastly now.
So he walks you over towards the big grand gates opening into this large festival sort of theme park type
Oh,
thing.
sweet.
And everyone's sort of running in, and there's all sorts of stalls all over the place, and pretty much everyone in the Mistuar region is...
Is there lots of stalls that are like, you know, like those old like BB guns where you shoot down like little silhouettes of Pokemon and all that sort of stuff,
yeah,
and then
that
you throw
kind of
things at them, and it all seems like fun and games, and then me and Oliver are looking at it going, oh my god, we're surrounded by death of Pokemon. It's like Lady Macbeth, you wash the blood from your hands, but the spot doth not go.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, good reference.
Very good. Fucking obscure reference.
I know, but good.
The last place I was expecting was Shakespeare reference.
I'm not sure it's a quote, direct quote, but
No, it is. It's
it's something about blood on our hands.
Can't
Yeah.
spot off.
Something.
So pretty much, you know, on your rounds of this theme park and all the celebrations, you see everybody that you've met on your journey this far, pretty
Apart
much.
from the dead
It's-
Pokemon.
Apart from the dead Pokemon.
Apart from the captain, he's so
But you
grieving.
see, you see Xavier, you see
Hey.
Lance, you
Wait,
see.
Xavier's good now, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
being
How do
mind
we
controlled
feel
by
about him
Jafar.
though? We were bad guys with him for a long time.
I might go and talk to him.
Can I go and talk to Lance? Is Byron and Lance both there?
Yeah, both of them are there. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them, I think.
I'm gonna go talk
Okay.
to Brick.
All right. Okay. Who wants to go first?
You can go.
No, I don't mind. I haven't really thought of what I'm going to ask yet, so.
Okay.
Talking to your potential father
Cool.
figure.
Brick, do you want to go up and see Brick?
Actually,
Oh my god.
no. Can I go? Who was the Steel type trainer?
Tony.
Can I go speak to Tony?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Tony.
Yo, Tony!
Tony!
You see, he's sort
Don't
of.
talk about
He's
it.
over with his two kids, and they're over at a stall trying to get some candy floss. I was trying to make a Pokemon pun, but I don't think there is one.
No, there is a Candy Floss Pokemon.
There is. But
I don't know what
anyway,
it's
he's
called.
standing over there with his two kids, and you sort of go and tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, I just like, hey, I'm trying to become like a Steel type trainer.
It's like, yeah, well, I wouldn't discourage that at all. It seems that you know the ways of Steel-type Pokemon very well.
Yeah, like Purple's getting pretty good, but like, I was wondering if you could give me like maybe some pointers or give me a little bit of training in that sort of respect.
Yeah, well, of course I can. Obviously, the Pokemon that we use in the gyms are not our, strongest Pokemon.
Oh, thank fuck! That makes me feel a little bit.
Well,
better.
depends where you are, because obviously, like gyms 1, 2, and 3 aren't, their strongest Pokemon aren't like
Obviously,
level
yeah.
15.
Yeah.
So
I've
Well,
always
haven't all the
thought.
gym leaders
I've always
all
thought
beat
of
the
it.
league, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. But I've always thought of it as
Really?
yeah. The,
I think you have to beat the league to have the right to be a gym leader.
Yeah, you do.
Fucking Jim.
Well,
Well,
I
this
think
is this
so.
is a this is a new
thought you
setup
did.
one. So I think in the official canon you do, but as this is a new setup one, they'd be like, okay, you're strong, you take this gym. But the way I've always thought about it is it's not which gym. It's not like a set order to do the gyms in necessarily, but it's like there's like a general one that people do, but you turn up and they choose what power of Pokemon they're going to use by the number of badges you already have.
make
So
it
if you
challenge.
have no badges, they'll use level 10 Pokemon.
Okay.
If you have 2
that.
badges, they'll
yeah.
use slightly higher, and the more badges you have, the better
And
Pokemon.
I
kind of
like
like in
that
the games,
idea.
they have a fucking PC full of Pokemon
Yeah.
that I can choose from.
They just have tons, like specifically set to, okay, if someone
course,
comes
yeah.
with 3 badges, I'll use this
It'd
many.
be weird for a trainer to only limit themselves to one type
Yeah.
specifically. Like they would have other types, but they
Yeah.
just use. Okay.
They use these Pokemon for the
I
gyms,
like
and they
that.
have
That's
set
good. Yeah, I like
levels of
that logic.
Pokemon
That's
depending on
pretty
how many badges you have.
So he says to you, Kyle, it's like, there's one particular feat that I like to use. It's called Iron Defense. I don't know if you've heard of it. That's the one where you add your defense stat to your attack.
No, that's
Is it not?
Yeah,
Is it called something
yeah.
like that?
It's combat.
Yeah, what Steven
Fuck, it's
used
called
it.
combat armor.
Is it?
I just
Okay.
looked it up.
Anyway, combat armor then. He said, have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, I know. I need to get like another feature before I can get it. I was actually kind of hoping that he could like train me to get the feature I need before it, so I could then level up myself to try and get towards it.
I think
Closer.
through this conversation, you talked for half an hour, 45 minutes about how to condition your steel type Pokemon,
Yeah.
and through doing that, he sort of, so to speak, levels you up in steel.
And
And
could I
yours.
can we talk about how to get the greatest polish on the steel, so I can get polished shine, the feature?
Yes, I suppose so.
Hell yeah! I can get it already, but if I could get it for like through roleplay, just being like, it could help me out a little bit.
Well, I think as your trainers
Level up.
should have leveled up a few times, so yeah, you can get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, cool. That'd be great.
Cool. So you have a good
I'd
conversation to
talk to him, and I'd like to
Tony?
like get my Agon out and like run through some sort of stuff with him and like,
run through some crowds of children. Or
no, but, like, Just like talk to him about like better like sort of communications and like, a better way to use Steve, like to sort of just sort of general like tactics. I want to talk to him about like generally like training and like what he thinks of the league and all that sort of stuff, and what he thinks Victory Road will be like.
Yeah.
Because I suppose no one really knows what the league is like, really. But
no.
What do you anticipate? Do you think
Like,
the steel type would be useful?
He says, well, wait, obviously I've had a very large input into designing the league and helping, prepare the trainers for the elite four. We're all part of one big team. So, you're gonna have to wait to find out what we've got in store for you. But I can tell you, it's not going to be as plain sailing as that was.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, good. So you have a wee chat to Tony. What about the other two? There's everyone. Nat Blaine's about as well. If you want to chat to Blaine, there's literally everyone that you've come across in your journey.
Well, I want to speak to, probably Lance. I want to speak to Lance. I want to speak to the dad. Can I get Jeannie out first?
Yep.
And like have it and go over to Lance. Like hello. Solid entry. This is just like what I am when I'm actually trying to ask people questions. I'll be asking.
Tell me that's true.
Genuinely, it's like hello. And just ask, could he give any tips on how to best raise a Dragonite / potentially get a Mega Evolution for it at some point, or any good features and stuff to take for it, or moves. Just any tips to deal with a dragon type Pokemon in general. And is my dragon Pokemon good? And hold like Genie to and be like, take it, see how it is. She's nice.
So he sort of laughs with you for a while, saying, I already, gave you, many hours of, one-to-one training on how to raise Dragonites, but I'm sure I can.
I forgot about that.
That is true.
Matt probably forgot about it as well, to be honest.
But he continues to go and talk to you for a further, half an hour about Dragonites and how to best connect with them and talk to them and how to raise them, and how to make that transition between Dragonair and Dragonite when it comes, and how best to use that time to prepare your Dragonite to be as best as it can. And I don't know the game mechanics enough to give you anything for it, but we can sort it out in a bit.
Cool. High five.
Yeah, it gives you a high five. Is there anyone else you wanted to?
I give him a hug.
Yeah,
as well.
Of course.
Give him a hug.
Oliver?
Who else is around? Like, I'm
name a person and they're there.
Trying to think of people that could be here. Because I know what I want to learn. And it's really fucking cool.
Right. Well, what are you trying to learn?
So I'm trying to learn. I can learn a thing called Signature Move, with which I can give one of Ainsley's moves a feature called Priority Advanced, which is basically at any point I can say, oh, it's my turn now, and I can use that attack. Even if I've already moved that turn, I just give up my next go.
Alright, okay.
So I can be like, hey, I can take my turn, and then at the end of my turn be like, and I do it again. But I give up my next go.
Yeah.
So like, if it's crucial, I'm thinking I might try and take that out.
Okay, so you can go up to, you see Stephen and Red over...
Yeah, can I go up to Red? Can I just go up to Red and be like, so I know, hey Red, so I know you don't talk much, but obviously my dad told me a lot about you when I was a kid, and I've heard that your Pikachu's really, really quick, and like, you're a good trainer, and I was wondering, I like Ainsley being really quick as well, so could you teach me how to like, get quicker with my Pokemon and like show me some ways to train them, or like, and I want to see the Pikachu too.
So
I'll just look at him like, oh my god.
Yeah. So
Stephen, help.
He's got a backpack on, and he sort of takes it off, and Stephen sort of turns round and sort of sniggers and sort of comes to join in the conversation. He's congratulating you and everything. Red roots through his bag and pulls out this sort of book of handwritten notes that he's got, and he sort of leaves through to a certain page and then sort of shows you the page and sort of starts pointing to different parts of the page. Okay. And Stephen's looking over it as well and giving you if you don't understand what that means this, and you can do this in this way, and he sort of...
Does this book say Pokemon Tabletop United on the front of it?
Yes, it does say core rule book.
Yeah.
And he sort of gives you some pointers, and you reckon that if you work on this over, if you sleep on it and you have a think of it, you might be able to get this ability.
On it.
Yep. Do you have the other prerequisites?
we're leveling up as our characters, aren't we?
Yeah.
In that case, I will when I level up.
Okay.
Yeah. I just need to upgrade my command by 1.
Okay. Sweet. Also, your mum comes over to see you and sort of like runs over and
hi, Mum.
gives you a big hug.
I'll go back and be like, a lot's happened today.
Yeah, I know, dear. Please don't feel bad.
I killed the garden.
These kind of things happen.
No one even saw that. I mean, I feel worse for Kyle. Everyone saw him kill 2 Pokemon.
So don't worry. This is a time for celebration.
I know. Like, I'm feeling really good.
Good.
I mean, like,
It's like I'm.
Red just taught me some stuff. Well, Red told me to read some stuff. Meant to ask. No, that's fine. Where's Dad? Just wondering, because if you're here, like, I'm really happy to see you. But where is he?
She sort of looks at you and she sniggers a little bit and like grabs your head and pulls it into her chest and sort of pats you on the back.
You know, I've always hated how cryptic you are.
I'm not in the mood for your bullshit, woman.
Thanks, Mom. I'm gonna go say hi to my friends
yeah,
and stuff, and then I'll go.
She sort of like takes her hands on either side of your head and kisses you in the forehead and run off.
Cries her hands on either side of your head.
Headbutt.
What are you? Sandwich. And fucking pulls your head down into a knee.
Nat, after you've been chatting to Lance, just as Lance sort of starts to walk away, someone runs up and sort of like grabs you and gives you a big hug from behind, and you turn around and it's Blaine.
Oh. I want to like throw him or something. I give him a big hug back. I like seeing Blaine.
And he says,
like
and Blaine gets a little bit emotional. He's like, I've seen you grow up from such a small child, and it's so incredible to see, you know, the talent of Cinnabar Island rising up again.
I like get on my Pokemon out and I start like really excitedly telling them everything about them. And like especially point to Arcanine, like you can ride him, and I like drag him across and trying to make him like sit on Arcanine, like to explain my moves and stuff, and like get all really hyper and happy.
Yeah. And you're doing all this, and he's sort of you can see he's ticking something over in his head. He's thinking about something, and sort of mid conversation he was saying, "Well, Cinnabar no longer has a gym leader. So after
You say.
now that Norman's been
I walk up and go,
arrested."
I'll take it.
I said, I was what I mean. It's obviously far too early to say, and you'll have plans, and you're so young, and it's, I don't know. Just ignore me. Just think about it. Maybe I don't know. I'm far too old now.
Would I have to
For
be?
this conversation.
There's no one that I can really think of to take over.
Would I get to fight the League in Kanto as well?
Well, you know what? It's I shouldn't have mentioned it to you. It's too early. We come find me after you've completed the League, which I'm sure you'll do. Come find me another time.
Can you take care of it while I'm gone?
And he says, well, yeah, as the only surviving gym leader, past gym leader of it, it is my duty. It's going to be closed for a while. And he sort of, and at that moment you sort of hear like a ding 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 ding, like a toast being called through, and Sparky sort of walks up to a microphone and he says, "Everybody, come, take your seats over in the assembly area, not assembly here, but like assembly point over this way."
Yep.
And everyone sort of finishes off their conversations and goes over, and there's lots of tables with sort of like around where all the food vans are and everything, and everyone, so a lot of people are going in queues and grabs some sort of street food and brings it back to the tables, and you go and join a table surrounded by a lot of the people that you know so well now, Professor Alder and Stephen and Red and all the crew. Sky's there. You
I'll
managed
sit next to like Professor Alder and be like, "Hello, sir. How's it going?"
I'm speechless. I can't. Welcoming the brand new students in this morning. The ones that you were meant to be in their year. But and to think that in the last 2 weeks you've completely I'm still speechless.
I mean, I do want to come back to school.
And so I imagine we'd definitely be able to find some sort of perhaps even a senior role for you guys. I don't know. I'm too excited. Let's not jump the gun here. Let's see what happens.
Good.
And again, now that everyone's
I love
settled,
that guy. I love him so much. He's so sweet.
and you hear so Sparky sort of calls a toast again, and the crowd sort of draws to a silence. Sparky calls this toast and sort of clears his throat. So, welcome everyone. It brings me great joy to see so many of you here tonight at our 50th annual Festival of Light. And the crowd starts to cheer. And he says, until this morning, there was no chance that we could have this today. But thanks to our region's resilience, and most importantly, our new friends' heroism, we stand united and stronger than ever.
New friends heroin. Hey!
So the crowd cheer again. He sort of gestures towards you guys, and you hear sort of some of those chants starting back up again.
Hey.
I'm delighted to host the 50th annual Festival of Light here in Illumira City. It is always such a special time in terms of family, unity, and celebrating our individual and communal achievements. But this year we have so much more to celebrate. Today, 3 very special young trainers became the first to claim all 8 badges from our Mistuar Pokemon gyms. And in the coming days, they will be the first competitors to our brand new Pokemon League. It is time for the Mistuar Region Pokemon League to open its doors and begin to write its history that will last for centuries. It's time for this region's Pokemon trainers to strive for legendary status in the same way that other regions have before us. Who will be our Red of Kanto? And he sort of gestures towards Red and cheers start. So who will be our Lance of Johto?
I put my hand up.
What's going to be one of us?
And who will be our Stephen of Hoenn?
Well, he said 3 people.
It could be any of you, but could it be our first competitors? Everybody, give it up for Nat Embers, Kyle Karp, and Oliver Richmond III.
I just really like how they're all using their third.
You finally,
It's
like,
finally
driven
happened.
them down. I know.
What a dud.
And again, the crowd sort of erupt into tears, and there are people sort of climb up onto tables and start jumping around and chanting. You guys.
While everyone's doing that, can I steal booze?
You're 12.
Believe me, I'm gonna try. I have very good guile. I can line my way through this.
I have very good survival and stealth.
My stealth's awful, but I have great guile, so I'll distract and you 2 steal the booze.
I'm also perceptive.
I have very good vodka.
So Harris sort of almost, he's quite a big guy. He lifts up Kyle up onto the top of the table, and you're sort of like,
What about this?
and everyone starts to cheer. And he says, No. Although today's a celebration, yesterday was a day of solace, and most importantly, a day of questions. Our region was infiltrated, and it turned our own against us. People have been unfairly blamed in the last few days, and it's time to shed some light on the situation. So, to help answer some questions, here is Xavier of Binary Incorporated.
Professor
Oh,
Alder.
I meant to go speak to him.
And the crowd sort of dies down a little bit, and you can sort of hear lots of sort of
Someone
muttering.
throws a
and
potato.
sort
Like, that you.
of-
I look over and it's Kyle. You're like,
and-
Kyle, stop.
And Xavier sort of walks up towards the stage looking very nervous. And you can sort of people sort of muttering, and occasionally there's sort of a jeer from the crowd.
I'll go up on stage with him.
Yeah?
Nat pushes up to the crowd and jumps on stage with them and just kind of glares at the
Yeah.
crowd to shut up.
And so sort
I've
of
got some
again
support.
some
I
muttering.
I look at Kyle like, should we go up?
Do you look at us for support? No. I give you a thumbs up.
But she pats Xavier on the back, just kind of like, it's okay. They'll understand.
Yeah, so having done that, I know it seems I have a lot to explain. I think it's probably best to just get straight to it. Until about a year ago, and the crowd are now dead silent because people want to hear this story. Until about a year ago, Binary Incorporated were the specialists in futuristic technology, and in many ways we helped put the Mistuar region on the map, as technology is now our region's biggest export. And I definitely feel it my greatest achievement to have been part of that. However, a year ago, we had a business proposition from an individual named Norman Embers.
Nat regrets going on
Now
stage.
she's like, oh
and we'd had business propositions every day, but none like this one. He wanted a technological army, an army of what he called drones, specially equipped for combat. We later found out that this request was to fuel his personal quest to capture the legendary Pokemon Zephyrax. Naturally, we declined his request at first and reported him to the police as we felt he was trying to commit an act of terrorism. However, as time progressed, our minds were twisted and warped by supernatural force. Through dark magic, he came to control our minds and our actions. From this point on, Binary Incorporated was no longer under my control and was twisted around Norman's little finger. He always had a plan to summon Zephyrax. We have all heard of the legends of Zephyrax. He represents the protector of Pokemon and will bring the apocalypse to our world to save Pokemon and transport them somewhere else safe. And so Norman knew that by creating synthetic Pokemon on a mass scale and making them more appealing to everyone, that this would disrupt the special bond between the human race and Pokemon. Our Pokemon would become neglected and forgotten, and this would anger Zephyrax. And so Norman's way to summon Zephyrax was to anger him in this way. Meanwhile, we mindlessly followed every command under his curse. Nobody knows where he got these powers, but they were channeled through his Pokemon, and it is likely that whoever gave him these powers is still out there and poses a real threat to this region.
Dun dun dun, season 2.
And so there's sort of gasps from the crowd and sort of getting a lot of mutterings and Sparky sort of
Never.
Sparky sort of like
Never have I ever.
shouts out, guys, quieten down. And Xavier starts up again. The drones that were created were, in my own vision, based on the legendary Pokemon Latios and Latias, and our mindless bodies did everything we could to capture them. However, this was not enough for Norman. He wanted infinite possibility for these drones, and so to do that we needed Mew, and so we captured Mew as well. So that's a little bit of the backstory. Now this ploy came to its climax last night on the summit of Tenebrae Mountain, as Norman's plan to summon Zephyrax was finally successful. However, a miracle was given to us in the form of 3 young Pokemon trainers, with bravery and determination like nothing this world has seen. They saved me, they saved all of us, and the crowd, coming out of their sort of weary mumble start to applaud, and then the applause rise, and before we know it, everyone is clapping. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all others involved in the mission. Now, I hope you all understand the story, but there's one other party that needs excused from blame. During this campaign, and by now the crowd is quieting back down again. During this campaign, a cover-up story was also devised to frame our market competitors from the Kalos region. The Richmond Family Company. They were presented as terrorists, and we all believed the lies. The Richmond Family Company had no part to play in this ploy. Now, in a second, Talia Richmond would like to say a few words, but first I would like to offer my sincerest apologies to the Mistuar region. I hope that you will all offer your continued support as we look to the future. Now here's Talia. And
Is that my mum?
that is your mum. You named her. Yep, it's in your backstory. You named her.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Oh, yeah, because I was mid-Arrow season
That's what I thought. Talia,
3.
go.
At that point, I was just like, oh,
Talia's
She's not in that, but yeah.
she's not in that, but I was thinking about it, and I was just like, nah, because I was thinking a lot about
Yeah.
the League of Assassins. I was like, I like the name Talia.
Talia was pretty good.
Also, because it's a bit like Tali from Mass Effect.
I think that was really good.
Oh, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
What, from me?
Yeah.
I've still got that.
See, now
So
is
many
your chance.
monologues in this.
She stood up on the podium. Now's your chance to make Robin do a speech, which she loves doing. She always loves it when we make her do speeches in these things.
So Xavier sort of takes his bits of paper from his speech and sort of walks back off stage.
Yeah, I follow. I'm not staying on stage for this.
And following up behind him is Talia, Oliver's mum. And she goes and she takes the microphone and sort of taps it and says, yeah, it sounds on. She seems very nervous. And she says, thanks everyone for being here tonight. It's definitely been a bizarre couple of weeks. And she sort of laughs awkwardly. I would like first to say that the Richmond Family Company placed no blame on Xavier or any of his colleagues for our involvement in this, as I think we have all come to understand what has now happened. I'm also very glad to see that Norman has finally been controlled, and hopefully that's the last we'll see of him. And sort of there's mumblings and sort of a brief applause from the crowd, and she sort of stands by, clears her throat, and sort of composes herself a little bit more. She says, "Now I understand that your trust in us will no doubt have been damaged, regardless of what you now know. So myself and Xavier have an announcement to make."
We're engaged. No.
That's what I'm thinking.
She says, "The Richmond Family Company and Binary Incorporated have come to an agreement to unify. We will now form one company and collate all funds to forward Mistuar's technology industry. Tonight, Mistuar Tech is born. Thank you."
Oh, I thought they were going to call it like the Richmond Binary Family Incorporated Company.
Really rolls off the tongue.
I was just like, I'm
Mistuar
not okay
what,
with
sorry?
this.
Mistuar Incorporated.
No, the Mistuar Tech.
Mistuar Tech. That's pretty sweet.
MT.
It's a good name, but I'm gonna be like, it doesn't have my name on it.
So
God, although
You can paint
I can make my own company.
Oh my god. To rival his own company.
So she'd probably explain that the Richmond Family Company is still, because it's a sort of cross-region company,
Hell yeah.
that'll still be active in all other regions, but in the
copyright
Mistuar
is up
region,
for grabs.
in the Mistuar region, they're going to put a lot of their funds into Mistuar Tech, who are
Okay.
sort of like, to forward Mistuar's technology industry,
Okay.
and sort of do the best for that region after
Make
all
sure I
that's
was going to end
happened.
up like Wakanda, super technological, but no one goes there.
Yeah.
So there's a sort of a big round of applause because obviously everyone in the region is very pleased to hear that people are putting money into their industry, into technology, because that's really what Mistuar has always been about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, and coming up, so as people are applauding and she sort of thank you, Stephen will come back and put his hands on her back.
Now it's the engagement.
It is a little
No.
bit like, it's like, can you imagine if like Osama bin Laden and like who was it? Oh shit.
Basically, Osama bin Laden turns around, it's like, lol, mind control.
Yeah, mind control.
And then him and Obama are like, and we are friends now.
But it's not though, is it? Because Obama like was a good guy. Like, it's two bad guys coming
Okay,
and saying,
it's-
"Lol, we were mind control."
It's Osama bin Laden being, lol, mind control, and then Gaddafi being like,
yeah,
same!
exactly. Same. High five. Let's make a new company together.
And everyone being like, oh, that's fun.
And then it was just a bit, like, I wonder how much people have got to have a lot of faith.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, they said it. She said at the start, that.
Yeah, we're stood up alongside him now. That's pretty good. Oh, I'm sat down.
So Stephen
Yeah,
sort of takes over the microphone and sort of says, "Now I won't keep you too long because."
Child torturer is all you hear in the back. No, you don't hear that. But yeah.
Hey, look, we're not going to say anything about that ever again, except for the officers to Operation U Tree.
So he says, "No, I won't keep you long because I'm sure you all are keen to get back to your partying. So yeah, I'll keep this brief. I just wanted to take this opportunity to give the greatest of thanks on behalf of all of us to our young heroes. Everyone, please give it up for Nat Embers, Kyle Carp, and Oliver Richmond III." And a lot of the crowd start to cheer, and you can hear lots of people like banging tables and stuff. And Stephen sort of like rises over the crowd and says, I've been running Trainer City Academy for many years now, and never in my life have I met 3 more incredible young trainers.
Had to make it about himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just had to make it about
I
himself.
like him. Fuck my dad.
And I cannot explain how excited I am to see them attempt our new Mistuar Pokemon League.
Wait,
And I'm sure all of you are too.
Aren't we done? So there's a league?
Oh, we've got, depending on the exact format of this league, we've got to do Victory Road, which is usually just a bunch of trainers that they pay to stand around. And then we've got the league, which is either we've got to fight 5 people, because that's what it's like in some places, or it's like a tournament, or it could be some other combination of that. But yeah, we've got a lot of people still to fight before we're
Yeah.
champions.
I've made it back to the
And
team
then I
line.
think, then I think we have to fight each other because there can be only one champion.
No, that's literally not how it
No,
works.
no,
So, and finally, we will be able to reveal, after so long, what we have kept as big secret from you. It is time for you all to know the true identity for the Mistuar Elite Four and the Mistuar region's Pokemon champion.
See
Dun,
if you
dun,
say
dun.
Lexi. I swear
It's
to
Lexi
God.
all along.
Do you not find out now? He's saying that, in the coming days you'll be
We
able to
will.
find out.
Ah,
Yes.
right. Oh, you tease! You tease!
You see if Blaine's one, I won't be mad. I'll be like, you know what? Fair dibs. You probably like fucking earn that with your dad.
God.
Fighting shit and killing shit.
You are such a tease. You unbuttoned your shirt and underneath it was smooth like a Porsche's bonnet.
But first, our heroes must take on the Victory Road. Tomorrow, the regional winners of our competition will have the opportunity of facing off against our league challengers as they make their final preparations. Nat, Kyle and Oliver will also face many challenges that have been carefully crafted by our team to test them to see if they have what it takes to be champions.
I hope none of them are physical.
That's it. Now, for one more time, can everyone raise the roof for Nat, Kyle and Oliver, Richmond the Third.
Woo!
And everyone cheers, and it's a big party.
I've stolen
And
booze.
Yeah, I'd
You're
like to
12.
I
try
have
and
stole a
steal
glass
some
of
booze.
wine from-
Make sure eyes are dry, yeah, it's under prohibition.
No, it's not.
And
Why do we come? I'm going back to Carlos. Well, there's wine everywhere because it's France.
And so that's the last sort of official announcement of the night, and the rest of the whole festival area is sort of left open for the hours to follow, and everyone sort of goes around chatting to each other and having food and having drink, and all the kids are away playing on the arcade games and stuff that they've got set up, and you have a pretty good night, I imagine.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
get on
big
some of that
big
arcade
celebration.
games.
Yeah.
And go to the fair a little bit as well and have a good party.
Actually, instead of stealing booze, I'll try and steal a bunch more food.
I'm still booze.
I'm gonna roll some guile for that.
Why are we bad people?
I'm not.
Why are we suddenly stealing things from people?
I'm not. I want it.
Ah, I'm not just going around like you're minesweeping.
You're a dirty little 12-year-old.
What's expert?
4. No, 5.
5?
5.
Bloody
Wait,
hell,
what's
that is
Bloody
the best roll you've ever done.
So that's 20, 25, that's 31 on my attempt to lie my way into getting a bunch more food and potentially booze.
You go and there's a guy not in his truck, and you climb into his food truck and drive it away around the back of the back of the stage and sort of tuck into his burgers.
Yes. I just sit there like, nom, 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 nom.
So
Carl doesn't want to be a part of this.
If he comes back around, I'll be like, just ask my mum, she'll pay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Send it to Mistuar Tech.
Send the bill to Mistuar Tech. Just do it.
You're comfort feeding, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm comfort eating.
So you all
I'm like, I killed a Gyarados, so I'm going to eat a Gyarados' weight in burgers.
Creepy.
you all partied sort of late into the night, and eventually some of you can't quite remember because you were all very tired, but you all ended up, staying in the hostel, wherein there's a number of sort of put up temporary tents and stuff like that in different hostels, taking people in, and all the people that lived in Elamira City were taking different people in just to house them for the night. And you wake up, and today is the day that you'll be moving on to challenge Victory Road.
Welcome to another solo James Midbit. I completely forgot how to do this for this week's episode, so this is going to be a really fast and disordered midbit. I couldn't decide what I wanted to talk about, so I decided to talk about lots of different things very quickly and very, 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 very undetailedly about things that I've seen recently, things that I think are cool, and things that have happened recently. And anything I talk about won't have any spoilers. It's just really fast opinions. So I saw Endgame recently. Endgame was good, very good. Probably my favourite movie ever. Loved it. Game of Thrones, doing good. I mean, not a lot happened, and then a lot happened, and it was good. Recently, a trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog came out, and it was bad. Real bad. Doesn't look good. Not going to see it. I've been rewatching Santa Clarita Diet recently, in preparation, because it's a thing that me and Robin do regularly. We binge watch Santa Clarita Diet whenever a new season comes out, but at the moment she can't watch it because she's busy, so we're waiting until she can watch it, and I'm watching it before she watches it, and then we're going to watch it. The Umbrella Academy, watched that recently. It was good, liked it. Weird superpowers, like that. Cool, weird. Oh, I broke my tooth recently, fixing a printer. Put a torch through my tooth. It was a whole thing. Completely shattered one of them in half. And now it's kind of fixed, but not completely, and I look like a hillbilly. Good, not good, bad. Detective Pikachu's coming out, looks good, like that, good, like that. Ryan Reynolds, good. Pokemon, good. 3D, bad when it's a Lickitung or a Mr. Mime, but good. I've done some drawings recently, they're good, but you can't see them yet, that's bad. Arden Insanity, she did a drawing recently, you can see that, it's good, very good. Also, coming up soon, I'm pretty sure on the 4th of May is a good thing. It's Free Comic Book Day, which is good, unless, of course, you can't go to a comic book store, in which case that's bad. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye! Oh wait, you should check out Marrow, Glasgow Marrow, or Anthony Nolan and Social Bite. They're both good. Also, Henry says he loves you.
So from Illamira City, you can see the sea, and beyond this short stretch of water, you can see the Victory Road, which is this large sort of cave system. And so when you reach the shore of the beach, you again fly over, surf over, as you've done in the past, over towards the Victory Road. You can see large crowds gathering outside the cave entrance. You can see sort of people holding people back, so that there's a nice area for you to walk down towards the gate, so that everyone's not crowded round.
Yes.
And as you approach the front, you see Stephen, Harris, and a couple of other people that you know at the gate opening, and everyone's buzzing for you to go in. And Stephen sort of comes over and, you know, whispers a few things to you before you head in. He explains to you about how the Victory Road has been set up and how it's going to run, and he explains that. So he says, so when you go in, there's a number of rooms that you can pass through before reaching the end, and we'll meet you on the other side when you come out. Once you're in, the doors this side will collapse, and we won't be able to see you until you're out through the other side.
They'll collapse.
Yeah, well, this tradition of Victory Road. So once you go in, we'll collapse the cave doors here, and we'll see you on the other side.
There's like no way out.
We'll see you on the other side, or we won't.
You really hope we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, well, you guys haven't disappointed us so far.
I'm more worried about how we're going to rush the other people's Pokemon in the hospital.
Yeah, sure.
So he says, now listen very carefully, guys. At each room you come to, after each room you'll come to a set of 3 doors. Okay, through each of the 3 doors there'll be a different challenge. Okay, in each presentation of 3 doors, in one room there'll be a trainer battle or a wild Pokemon battle that's been specifically chosen by us to test you. In another room there'll be some sort of skill related challenge, some obstacle for you to overcome. And in the final of the 3 rooms that you can choose from will be a prize room where you don't have to face any obstacles, you don't have to face any trainers, but you'll get a special item. So ideally that's the room you want to go for, but it's all down to luck. Okay? There may be times in there where you all have to go through separate doors, but for the vast majority of the time you'll all go through the same door together. There's no way to decide what doors to go. There's no way you can work out, oh, I think this door will be better than this door. It's just you need to choose one at random.
That's what they think.
And go for it.
Luxray.
Okay.
Paddy has X-ray vision.
And so you guys are standing outside Victory Road, and everyone sort of crowds around you, and people are shouting sort of good luck from all around the crowd. And Stephen stands behind you as you guys walk through the cave mouth into Victory Road.
Walk right in.
Yeah?
I moonwalk in.
You moonwalk in.
No, I don't. I walk in. Yeah, my physical stats are too bad. No, I walk in as well.
And as soon as you walk in, you hear the behind you, the cave to sort of crack and crumble, and the door collapses behind you. So you're now stuck in Victory Road, for better or for worse.
I didn't bring
So
any
just
food.
us three inside there now.
Yeah.
I turned to the other side. Did anyone bring any food?
Did you guys? Oh, you guys didn't even have breakfast.
I mean,
Presuming you did.
I ate so much last night. I think I can survive. But
Pretty sure I still have. No.
I've got
I've got one thing of rations.
thank you.
Like we've been
I'll
keeping
take
track
it.
of. The only reason I gave you rations that one
I
time was
want
so
my
that
teddy back.
Oh yeah, I'll give you the teddy.
the only reason I gave you rations that one time was because I wanted to take them back off you to
Offer
show you
Munchie.
to offer Munchie.
Yeah, I don't have those rations anymore.
That's alright. So around you can see it's a long corridor that's reading must be 100 meters into the distance, and on the left wall and the right wall there's flaming torches dispersed 10 meters apart as you walk down, and you walk down and the ground is the path is slowly descending into this cave, so you're going down underground. And maybe after a couple of minutes of walking, you come up against your first choice of 3 doors.
I walk straight towards the middle door.
Okay.
I'm like, guys, this one? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I've decided not to cheat and have Paddy look through it.
I've got no preference.
So the door, the doors are made of solid wood, very heavy wood, but you can tell that you can only open one at a time. There's been some sort of Pokemon magic that's been put on them, so that you can only go through one. And you open this door and you walk into another room, and on this room you can see at the other side there's another door, and it's the only other door in the room. And above this door, there's a message written in the stone in a plaque above the door, and it says, "In order to achieve greatness, never forget where your journey began." And in front of the door, there's 3 pedestals, and on top of each pedestal there's a small circular indentation in each pedestal, and on one pedestal it says mind, on one pedestal it says body, and on one pedestal it says soul.
I walk it, take a few steps forward, and I kind of look at the other 2, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm obviously mind.
Where you're... Is this a pop quiz of the fucking campaign?
Have you really been paying attention?
Shit! Is this punishment because I didn't listen back to the fucking episode?
Is it? Are we thinking it's along the lines of we're one of these things? Each one of us is one of them, or
Does it look like you can put something on the pedestal?
Looks like you can put something on the pedestal.
What kind of shape is the thing?
Is it about Pokeball size?
It's a circular indentation, and yes, it's about Pokeball sized.
I don't want to put my Pokeballs in this random bollocks.
It's literally stone.
Okay, it's gonna be mind. I reckon Pebble's body, tank, and I think Indy would be soul.
Because the spirit of fire or some bullshit like that.
I thought it was going to be more like philosophical, like the spirit
It's
of it.
pretty
dad
philosophical.
And the
But Oliver doesn't
backstory.
know
I agree with that. Yes, I think some spirit or fire or bullshit like that was a bit harsh.
Alright, I'll just put Ainsley on. Well, I'll hold Ainsley just above the mind thing. It's like, are we going with this?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want me to read it through again? Are you happy?
No,
Nah,
fuck it.
go for it.
Look back at where your
Hey,
journey
mate, I
began.
didn't read it in the first place.
Oh, Kyle, it says this.
It's a good point. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. What's
Okay, so what balls are you putting where?
No.
Oh!
Question.
Good
I don't
question.
normally get, but
Yeah. I'll put Ainsley on the Mind Stone.
Put Indy on the soul.
I just sort of
Okay.
take the cue from the other 2 and put Pebble on the other one.
Okay.
Like, I suppose that was our starters. Like, it's kind of.
Yeah, it said journey began.
Yeah, so it was
Something
in order
like that.
to achieve greatness, never forget where your journey began.
Yeah.
So you put these 3 Pokeballs on top of these pedestals, and they begin to glow, and out of
Don't make us fight them.
and then from this you hear a clicking sound, and the door in front of you creaks open.
Oh my god, I'll snatch the Pokeball and
Yep.
be like, oh, so...
But
you-
and
Oh No.
And in the process, the 3 Pokeballs disappear. And
We're gonna have to fight them. I hope I don't
You
get
walk-
Pebble because I'll be there for years.
You walk through the door, and on the other side there are 3 pedestals with your 3 Pokeballs on top of them.
I run over and grab.
Yep, you can go over, you can
Go
pick
and
them up
grab
and
the one
continue
that
through the door.
I assume is Ainsley.
Okay, so we go through the door and pick up the pedestal. So they just went into the next room.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Can I
It's just so
get the Pokemon
effectively
out?
you passed the challenge and you can pick them up on
Okay,
the other
cool.
side and continue.
I
If you
see.
failed, something else would
Oh,
have
so the
happened.
pedestal sank when you did it. The pedestal sank into the floor. We went, and then the door
The
opened.
Pokeballs sank into the pedestals. Yeah.
And then we went into the next door. Okay, we get back.
Can I get Ainsley out and check it's Ainsley?
Yeah.
Yep.
That I was gonna
I
say
also do
that.
the same to Pebble.
Yeah.
Yep. They all look exactly as you remember them.
Put back
Ainsley,
in.
you okay? And it replies telepathically in my head, but you know.
And telepathically it says, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, boy.
What voice does Ainsley have? Is it like a yeah, bro? It's cool.
Hold on, I have a thing called Iron Mind, so I'm aware that used to. Does that mean I'm actually aware of what they're saying? I'm just aware that they're like.
I don't know what the rules for Iron Mind are.
Probably aware that we're communicating.
I'm like, secret
Mm.
code.
I got a thing written here called retard.
That means he's not aware of anything.
No.
Okay. So that was your first choice of 3 doors. Okay, so you continue through it and there's another long corridor
Okay.
towards your next choice of
Right-hand door.
3 doors.
No.
Right hand door. So you
Yeah,
walk in.
change that.
Yeah, right hand door
No.
works.
We'll go left next time.
Yeah, that's like if we've got a system. We're sticking to it. We go middle, right, left, middle, right, left, middle, right,
Okay.
Just like
left,
we're going in
middle, right,
circles the whole
left.
time.
You want to open this door?
Oh fuck.
No, it didn't. Yes.
There's
you
an
chose-
Arceus, run!
Okay, so this door
And ho.
opens up and you walk into a large room where you can see again same sort of size of room. There's a door on the other side, and it's empty for a while. And then from the roof drop 3
Spiders.
sort of large pinkish splodges,
Oh, fuck me.
and you can see
You
above
motherfucker.
above the door on the other side. It says, "In order to achieve greatness, we must identify our own weaknesses."
I mean, getting hit is Ainsley's, so.
Oh.
And you're fighting 3 Ditto.
Can I just go over and kick it?
Oh, it's on my shoe. Fuck.
So-
I mean,
This is why I technically might need a character sheet for you.
To make
guys.
perfectly replicate them,
Yeah.
including but not including the train stat stuff.
Not including trainers.
Not
and
doing
stuff.
trainers and stuff.
Okay, good, because I genuinely don't know how I would damage Pebble.
And don't you dare fucking try and catch
'Cause
them.
Oh, I was gonna, but I won't now.
I don't have any Pokeballs.
I was just, I've got 2.
3, I'm pretty sure.
Can you
I
wait?
purposely-
Decide what Pokemon you're gonna use.
I mean, does it have to be? It will turn into the same Pokemon we're
Yeah.
using. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Is
So if I choose Ainsley, it'll be 3 rounds of neither of us hitting each other, guaranteed. Followed by whichever one hits first probably wins.
I really want to watch Pebble fight Pebble.
Well, technically,
you know
the three, but the 3 of you can fight like each other's Pokemon as well.
Okay,
Right,
we'll
so
do this.
who's-
Again. So guys, which
Who's
Pokemon should
effective
we use?
against who?
Wait, no, we have to. We have. So when Pokemon we go out, we'll replicate.
Yeah, but as in like
So if I put Pebble
yeah,
out, I can't use Flygon against Pebble.
no, but I could use Ainsley against Pebble.
No, I think no. It's all right. They'll transform into the 3 Pokemon that are out, and then you can attack each other.
No, it's
So
a,
like,
so we pick 3.
so see, Kingdra could attack Pebble because you're weak to some of
No, does
Kingdra's
that not
moves.
work in
Yeah.
a right back
Are
at
you
us
even
as well?
considering putting Pebble out?
No, but-
Seriously,
so Pebble
considering
is
Pebble.
strong defense, but not that high special defense here. Whereas Kingdra has very high special attack, and also Pebble should be weak to.
Pebble, it's only 1.25. He has super resistances against anything, and then plus 5 damage resistance on it. On
Oh,
everything.
fucking Pebble.
Yeah, he's not. I'm not putting Pebble. No, I am. I want to know if we can beat Pebble. I think we can. I want. Someone's got to at some point. I
No,
want-
but it doesn't have like all that stat effect stuff. I think.
no, his defense is still just 48.
Yeah, but all the trainer stuff that you've put on top of it won't
It's just 48.
count.
That's 48.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally it's for me it's 67.
So.
I'm gonna use Pebble.
Okay.
But
Okay.
and hear me out. Can I please fight Pebble?
You want to fight Pebble?
Yes.
With Pebble.
Yes.
Once or twice, and then I'm gonna try.
What about you guys?
I'm tempted to use Kingdra because he's probably the only one that he'll have a decent effect against Pebble because water, and he's got decent special.
No,
effect.
seriously, don't worry about Pebble. I've got a plan.
Okay.
Don't think about Pebble at all.
Well, who are you considering putting out?
No, not Munchie because that'll.
Take forever to kill.
Not
No.
even that. It's just like it's.
Oh, there's also a Giga Impact. But fuckers.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe Genie because dragony stuff is kind of effective against.
Dragony stuff. But then their dragony stuff's effective against our dragony stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, this is difficult decisions. I don't like making difficult decisions at 1 in the morning. I haven't used. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. I haven't used Kingdra in quite a while, so I'm gonna use Kingdra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use Indy.
Don't use
I'm
Indy.
not going to. For the pure fact
Sure.
also that you're using. Though said that she has a dragon move. No, he has a dragon move.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
strong one.
I have a dragon move as well.
Oh.
Oh, Dragon Pulse, which is pretty powerful.
So you've got these 3 Ditto in front of you. What Pokemon you want to send out?
I set up Kingdra.
Okay. And as you do, the Center Ditto takes a look at Kingdra and sort of starts to morph and grow into this large blue dragon Pokemon with little sort of pinpoint eyes, which make and a big smile.
You know, it's only one. It's only the one Ditto in the anime that's ever done that, but it's just the iconic like look of a Ditto.
Yeah.
That Ditto also turned into a book, which I love.
Right, what about you guys? Who are you sending out?
I've got Genie.
Okay.
Dragon versus dragon.
The Dragonair. Oh, because they're super effective against each other. Ah.
Not super, but they're
double-edged
effective
sword,
against each other, and also effective against Kingdra.
Okay, sweet.
Oh,
So-
that's clever.
You send out the long Serpentine Dragonair, and one of the Dittos directly across from it morphs into Genie, just the same except with its funny eyes. What about you, James?
I send out Pebble.
You are so mean to the. Why are you being so mean to them?
It's fun.
Okay. So yep, you send out Pebble, this enormous Aggron, and the Pebble. The Ditto morphs into this enormous monstrosity,
With a
immovable monstrosity.
cute smiley face on it.
With a cute smiley
I
face.
don't get smart.
Just that big toothy grin.
As it finishes its transformation, I use Quick Switch, bringing in my Pebble and sending out Akbar.
Can you do that?
Yes,
Oh.
I can. It's an incidental move. I get to do it for
Right.
free.
So that means that so now you're using Flygon.
But only the Ditto knows transform, and now it has all the Pebble's moves and it can't use it.
Right.
Fucking played you.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled comes out. No, it's like you played yourself.
Right. Are you guys doing the same thing?
And also, I just realised
I don't have quick switch,
Don't
so I
have
can't.
Akbar is rock and dragon, so it's strong against all 3.
But also weak against all
No,
3.
because it's rock and dragon, so it's resistant against dragons.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But it's just normal against dragon.
normal against dragon.
Right. Okay. Right. So if that
I'm going
is
to try
you
and
guys
not
doing
use
training?
Earthquake on for all this stuff.
Yeah, don't. I will use.
No, Flygon is weak to dragon.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it says in the thing too.
I've got it written down. No, bullshit.
There's weak
I-
I've
dragon
got,
type
normal,
moves.
I've
Yeah.
got weak to grass, ice, and water, but normal against dragon.
It's super. Ice is super effective against it according to this. Super effective, and then dragon, fairy are effective. Electric has no effect. Grass is normal, and fire it's super resistant.
Super confused.
Along with rock and poison.
Might
Unless my app's different, but it's
Yeah,
been
it says weak
accurate.
to dragon and fairy to me. Super weak to ice.
Ah, shit.
Anyway. So
Oh,
trainer's turns. Is that everything done?
I will use inspired training.
Cool.
Duh, duh, duh.
Oh,
Same.
I know what it'll be. Because he wasn't originally ground dragon.
Ah.
He was ground something else.
Ah.
Right. Okay.
I need to update that one. Nice things for it.
So I get a +1 bonus to evasion.
Okay, cool. Real Kingdras go.
Real Kingdra go. Real Kingdra is going to. Yeah, let's go for it. Kingdra is gonna look at the enemy genie and is gonna fire off a dragon pulse. So it kind of like you see a pulse of blue energy go up its body and fire in like a small ball out of its mouth directly at the Ditto genie. And I'm gonna roll to hit. It's AC 2. That's a 13, so I'm pretty sure that'll hit.
I don't know, it's against your Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah,
it will.
Wait, yes, it will hit.
Yeah.
And that's 3d10 plus 10 damage.
Cool.
So that's... No, it's not against my Pokemon, it's against Genie.
Yeah.
Alright,
What's
good.
the AC?
Fine.
AC 2, I think it'll hit, unless
Yeah.
you have...
No, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Physical
that
evasion of
definitely will
5.
hit. Yeah, so then that does against the fake Genie. That's 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 10 is 31, plus special attack is 41. So that's 72 damage. As this blue ball just fires and sends like a blue pulse over its body.
I need a good
And
one.
is that super effective?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
It
Yeah.
will be I think it's just
Because
not
it's dragon
super, but
type
it will be
against...
effective against it.
Dragon
So
Pulse?
2
Dragon
times.
Pulse,
Yeah.
so-
It's super effective, so double.
Okay.
The part of me instinctively wants to like say all the stuff that I have to
No.
cover myself in that kind of situation, but I can't.
No.
So what happens?
So yeah, the little blue ball fires out like a bullet, hits the fake genie's body, and like sends sort of like a blue pulse flowing all over its whole up and down its length. And as the sort of like pulse meets itself around the other side, it explodes and just hits it really hard.
So this Dragonair is thrown meters and meters across the room and collides with the back wall and slumps to the ground, barely conscious. This took a massive hit on it, which is going to bring it to the Kingdra Ditto's go. Well, funnily enough, because it is the best move it can do, Kingdra Ditto is going to do the exact same move to Real Genie.
You Dragon Pulse.
Yeah, Dragon Pulse against Real
there you
Genie.
go.
Flag
Well, I am weak to Dragon type.
That'll hit. Was that an 11?
That's true. Yeah, it's an 11.
Flygon actually has a makeup thing here now. I've got nothing.
Right, so that's going to hit Genie.
Seems
She's
like
gonna
when you
do-
guys attack, it's just going to copy your attacks against each other.
D10 plus 10.
It's
Well, I
like
mean,
it's fine.
the thing is that they're going to be the best possible attacks. So
Not necessarily. Guys,
Yeah.
make bad decisions.
I want to walk up and hug Aaron. Aggron.
And just crushes you.
Ah, fuck!
Kill it!
So the Kingdra is going to do something very similar, almost mirroring the other Kingdra's move, and use Dragon Pulse against Genie, dealing it 61 damage.
What's that? Defense or special?
Special.
defense? Okay, righty.
Cool. How hurt is it looking?
I mean,
Remember to double the damage as well.
oh fuck it. Are you on my side?
No, I'm on the side of correct rules.
Right, can you tell me how much damage that was again then? Please?
61. So how's Genie looking?
Not great.
Not great.
No.
Writhing on the floor.
I kind of look over at
No.
Nat and I'm like, I'm sorry.
That speaks of no
Okay.
anger.
Gonna bring it to Real Genie's go.
I like to think that Pebble's out there just because Carl didn't really understand what was going on.
27.
What?
No.
Pink goo! Shit!
I would like to use Dragon Rush on the Kingdra.
Ooh. I've not heard of Dragon Rush.
No, oh no.
No,
different
sure.
moves.
There's
Dragon
Dragon
Rush.
Rush.
Sick! What does it do?
10 times 2, 3d12 plus 10.
Oh, sick.
Target
Roll
pushed
it.
3 meters and then flinched on 17.
That'll be fix it.
That was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, to do with evasion.
So you're gonna hit?
Yes.
Cool.
Target will also be pushed 3 meters.
Fine.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yoink. And...
Oh, is it?
Do you remember when we had tackle?
Yeah.
It's not a physical, it's special.
Okay, good. I was about to say, try not to use physical
No, yeah, I know.
moves.
Yep, I know. So that is that. 9. Is that 9 or 6? I always get confused.
That's
these
a 9.
That's a 9. Woohoo!
That's a 9, a 6 and 1.
You're crit.
9, 6, 15, and a 1.
You're not allowed to
You
say that.
betrayed me, Di.
Yeah,
16.
That
So
becomes
16
canon.
plus
I'm
10
the player
is
now.
26. 26 plus. That's not that much, to be honest. 26. That is 43.
That's
And
pretty decent.
push 3, and it's also super double effective against it.
Just as
That is pretty good because he's got very strong attack, is it? Defense.
he does take half damage from his first hit though.
Okay, so do you want to describe that attack against the Kingdra? The Kingdra Ditto.
Yeah. I don't really know what dragon. Oh no! Shit! I just dropped my ring. No! Oh no! Oh god. I don't really know what Dragon Rush is. Like, what is it like in the games? Is it like anything?
Can't remember Dragon
Oh.
Rush.
No, it'll just be big dragony type energy, and then it like goes and barges into the Kingdra. And the,
Dragon Rush is like almost like does like a multiple attacks in one. Just kind of like actually
Yeah.
rushes it and just kind of like hits it multiple
In the
times.
games, it does that.
Or that
Surrounded
I like
by a lot
that.
of dragon energy.
all right, cool.
gets all covered in blue and then flies at it and whacks it in the face.
Without
Yep.
making physical contact, which is why it doesn't get poisoned.
Mm.
And only the energy hits it.
Yeah, and so the Kingdra sort of recoils back, but it didn't seem to take much damage. And
As this happens, kind of like a layer of scales around its outside blast off as you weaken its defenses.
Oh, is that what its first attack
Yeah,
was?
it has an ability called multi-scale. So basically, it grows thicker scales naturally. So but the first attack takes them off, so then it takes more damage from the other attacks.
The Genie Ditto is now going to attempt to use Dragon
Ditto.
Rush on Flygon, on Akbar, which is a 13, so that'll hit.
Oh, it's also pushed 3 meters as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm being hit.
Yep, and it's going to do 3d12 plus whatever it was.
10.
3d12 plus 10.
It's a lot of damage.
Well, that's going to be 12,
Right, normally taking damage.
19, 20.
Oh damn!
You're like, I don't know how to deal with this.
What's the plus on that? I can't see it in the
10.
picture. 10. Okay, so 40 special.
Is there a way out of this? No, there's not.
That was like the I'm a dwarf and digging a hole tune.
Is there a way?
Out of this, no, there's not.
Fuck, I'm really
shit.
screwed. Fuck, I'm really screwed. Yeah, that's fine.
Shout out to
No,
Yogs
no
Cast.
worries. Right, okay, so 68.
Is that what it does?
Is that what you said it was?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
No.
So it was 20, no, it was 20
I've
plus...
edited so many of these episodes where
20.
like where it goes like 44. Okay, cool. And we have a little bit, and we were like, so it was 38, right? And we're like, no.
Wait, so it's 20 plus 10 is 30 plus special attack is 47. 47.
That's
What?
Genuinely.
That's a vastly different
20,
number.
yeah.
Plus a number. So that plus a
So
number
20 plus 10
plus his attack.
plus 17.
Oh, it's
Plus
just
special
17.
attack.
Yeah,
Special attack.
special attack is
47.
17.
47, but then doubled. Once you've done
Fucking
your
hell, it's a good thing I checked that.
I
Yeah.
thought you said 60 at first. as
He
well.
said 68 a second.
Did
ago.
he? Wait, no, that might not be right. That might be me.
No,
you
the
said
40
that.
does
That might
sound
be
more.
me
No, you
thinking it
said
in my
that.
head.
You said
Um,
68, yeah.
Right, so it's 47
Jesus.
37 times by 2.
74.
94.
74.
74. What's 99 minus 74? It's not good.
It's not good.
25?
No.
99 minus 74? Yeah.
25.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what,
You're so
guys.
much
Your
better
plan
at-
might not fucking work because I might not get a chance to implement the fucking thing. Is it my turn now?
That's the wrong thing, me. Yes, it is. Your
Right,
turn.
okay. First off, I'm going to use shift action, which means that my evasion goes up by +3.
Cool.
And something else.
I just say
I can't be flanked.
Oh damn.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to use.
good.
I'm going to aim at Pebble. And I'm going to use Hyper Beam.
Ooh.
Right.
14.
that'll
I
hit.
definitely fucking hit it. Damn that.
That was
4d10 plus 20. 10, 18, 22, 51 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Special.
Right, do you want to describe this hyper beam?
So the Flygon like basically sort of reels back from this attack and then builds up this huge amount of energy and then fires it directly from its mouth into Pebble, dealing damage.
And incredibly, this is one of the first times we've really seen Pebble take any amount of damage.
Well, we haven't ever seen Pebble take real amount of damage.
Pebble.
This isn't Pebble. This is fuck Pebble.
So fuck Pebble, sort of like digs itself into the ground as it always does, but the hyper beam just catches him in the stomach and sends him flying backwards. Breaking half the rocks on it as it slides backwards towards the wall, which is gonna bring it.
And then afterwards, Flygon looks quite exhausted because can't act next turn.
Yeah, cool. Which means it's going to be Pebble's go.
We might lose this.
Well, we won't. We've got lots of Pokemon.
True.
And at the end of the day, I've checked and Pebble has no special attacks at all. It's all physical. So if at the end of the day, if worst comes to worst and I have to fight Pebble, I'll just put my Pebble out. It's got way higher defense.
Just occasionally use a potion.
Yeah. I'll just keep. Well, neither of us will do any damage to each other ever. I'll just be 99 rounds of one damage.
Doink.
I think if we get to that situation, it's the real Pebble wins because at some point you could use a potion and automatically win. Because it'd be 1 damage each time.
So Pebble is going to, having seen this, get back up and run up towards Flygon and use Double Edge.
Fuck off.
With an 11 to hit, that'll probably do it.
Wait, what's the thing AC on the move? To shit.
Yeah.
Wait, because I have a +3 to my evasion. Just delaying. I know I should.
Okay, that's going to be 18, 28.
Oh Jesus!
Your
Is it
attack.
special? Or is it like double
Physical.
effective, or is it?
That's going to be 48 normal damage.
And what type of move is it?
Normal.
It's normal. It's 48
48.
minus 12. Got me. You got me. Bye, Flygon. No, Flygon's out.
Oh dear.
You have ramped up the level. Oh, I'm about to ramp up the level. We're fighting ourselves.
That's exactly what I did to make it
Do you know
something
what?
hard.
I'm genuinely actually quite happy about that. Because I kind of want Pebble to win. Okay, cool.
He's like, he's not my Pebble, but he's still Pebble.
I send out Pebble.
Okay, fine. Pebble looks a bit confused at.
Do you remember the first Pokemon movie?
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where it's clone Pokemon fighting the real one. And it's just really awkward. Especially the 2 Venusaur, because they headbutt each other.
Oh
The other
my
one
God,
headbutts
yes.
him back. That's what's going to happen with Pebble. There's going to be one, he's just going to headbutt the other one, and the other Pebble's going to headbutt him back. One of them's going to get brain damage.
What are the other trainers doing?
Um,
Anything interesting, or your
I would like to
normal
use
bread and butter?
inspired training for a critical moment.
Inspired
Not
training.
Critical moment then.
Yeah, she's
Always
had
had
it.
it.
She's always had it.
Always
She
had
just
it.
didn't use it for
Oh,
a
okay,
while.
Cool.
I don't know
Cool.
if it's been any use.
It's great.
Okay, cool. Kingdra's go then.
Kingdra is going to use Dragon Pulse against fake Kingdra now that he's had. Oh no, I've realised something. Dragon Pulse is every other turn. I can't use that this turn. Fuck. In that case, I'm going to use Bubble Beam against Pebble because I can't use Dragon Pulse this turn.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that against Pebble, and that'll be
Oh, yeah, double effective.
10 to hit. So I think that will hit
Yep,
automatically.
that'll
Yeah. So then that's going to be 3d8 plus 10. I need 1 more d8. I'm not going to use yours. I'll
I'm
use.
a good one. Somewhere. I don't know where it's gone.
Not too bad. That's going to be 11 plus 10 is 21 plus my special attack is 41, so that's going to be 61 damage against Pebble of the water type.
Is that physical or?
No, it's special.
Special. Connor, you're not playing very well with Pebble.
We've done one go,
No, I'm just meaning that
and I
you're
wiped
missing
you
a really-
out with it.
You're missing a obvious thing.
Am I?
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Harden or something.
So, yeah, the Kingdra like reels back, blasts forward with its mouth, and like a stream of bubbles like blown from a little bubble maker, like dart forward and start exploding all across the fake pebbles, armor and like that. It's
fake
bubble beam. Everyone knows what it looks like.
Fake pebble collapses onto the ground
Pebble.
with this, and
Ooh.
is barely standing, barely conscious, but manages to raise itself back up again, which is gonna bring it to the Kingdra Ditto's go, and it's gonna attempt to use Brain on Real Pebble. It's gonna have a 16, which will hit. That's going to be 8 and 3. That's going to be 11. That's going to be 21 plus special attack. 21. That's going to be 61 damage against Pebble.
Protect.
And super effective. Fine. I knew you were going to do that.
I use protect and negate the damage.
So Brian, the Kingdra starts to like flap its not wings, but get fins up and down, and then blasts them in a whole load of salty water. Fires off towards Pebble, but Pebble raises up a force shield in front of him, and all the water splashes off it and sort of curves around him, which is going to bring it to Genie's go.
I am again going to use Dragon Rush on the Kingdra.
Cool.
On Dingdra. Dingdra?
Dingdra.
Fake Kingdra.
Dingdra.
Dingdra sounds weird.
Dintra.
Fucking hell, that's a 3.
Okay.
If you push it to that side, it's a 16.
Always not. So this is going to bring it to Ditto Genie's go.
Genie.
Or if you push it that way, it's a 19.
Even better.
Infinite possibilities.
That was like a half laugh, half cough, half cry.
It was all 3.
Yeah.
Also, push it that
Genie
way.
is
17.
So Genie's going to attempt to use Aquatail on. That's physical. Should it? Or should do something else? No, it's going to use Dragon Rush on. This is the last time we can use it. Yeah, Dragon Rush on Kingdra.
Hit me physically. I've never had a chance to use Poison Point.
You know you want to.
Right, it's going to attempt to do that. It's going to be a 10.
What's the
3.
So yeah, that'll hit.
So it's going to be 3d12.
Let's take half damage.
Ooh, decent. That's going to be 21.
Shit.
30 damage.
30 damage
So
in total.
So 30 plus 10 is going to be 40. So 40 damage, but then it's going to be super
Minus
effective.
my special defense, which is 13, so it's going to put it down to 27 times. But that you double it, but then undouble it because it's my first time, so I take 27 damage. Because I have multi-scale, so as it hits me, there's a couple like areas of like thicker scales on Kingdra's body that take the brunt of the blow. Some of them like come off,
Alright,
but
okay.
it protects me from some of the damage.
Okay. So that happens, and it's going to bring it to Agron's turn.
So who have I got around me?
Everyone's within range. It's not a very big room.
Okay. So I'm just gonna. What? The other pebble's looking pretty hurt.
Yep, very much so.
And the Genie is also pretty hurt.
Yeah, they're
Genie's
about
also
to go.
pretty hurt.
I
Yeah.
reckon it's worth taking one of them out. Or even taking the Kingdra out, because that's the one that's doing all the damage.
I shall fight the Kingdra.
If I
Okay,
survive.
cool. Go for it.
I want to use Meteor Mash.
Kill the Kingdra.
Yep.
I'm the Kingdra.
So yeah, Pebble attempts to use Meteor Mash.
Yep, that'll hit.
They did the mash.
Yeah.
With that 14.
Right.
It was
So
the
because I have a
Meteor
plus, because of my trainer ability, I have a +1 to my accuracy rolls, which makes that a 15. Right? Does that activate its ability? It's not a critical, but it's a.
Yeah, fuck it. Go for it.
So it raises its my attack combat stage by 1.
Cool.
30 damage plus. What? Can someone do some quick maths for me?
2 plus 2 is 4.
The only thing is,
Minus
using a
1,
steel
that's
move for
quick
me
math.
gives me bonuses for the next my next one.
I did some quick maths. The listeners are going to be able to tell when we recorded this by the memes that I referenced.
I know. So what? So that is that special attack.
Sorry, no, it's not. It's 4. Shit. It's, what did I say? It was 60 something.
54.
54. 64. It is 64. So
Okay.
I've got to add plus the 10.
Cool. Yeah, that
Helps
does some
us,
damage.
right, sure.
So
Just
what?
the thing.
103 in total.
And we haven't done any damage to it whatsoever so far.
Oh, just
A little bit. We did 20, so we've done about 60 or so.
So Meteor, so Agron just pulls up bits of rock from the ground and starts to just pummel them into this Kingdra. But
But they're sort of also fused with metal from him as well as
Yes,
he does
yeah.
so, making it less effective.
yeah, in this case, yeah. Okay, so that's going to bring it to Ditto Agron's turn.
Dagron.
Dagron.
Or Fagron. No, not that.
Jesus.
I feel bad. Yeah. They did the mash.
Yeah.
They did the meteor. What was that
I
look?
don't know what was worse, that song or the look that he just gave me.
Pebble.
Oh, you guys didn't hear it? It's okay.
So Pebble is going to attempt to attack Kingdra.
Come on, bro.
How come you keep calling my Pebble Agron and the fucking
Yeah.
Ditto Pebble?
Oh, I don't.
It's the other way around.
10.
No.
10 is going to see 2. That's going to hit.
No.
Yep. Okay.
Incorrect.
This is the last time it can use this. Oh, that's going to be 12, 23.
What's he used against me?
Double edge.
Cool, he gets poisoned.
23. Cool. Yeah, 23.
He doesn't, he's immune to it.
Shit.
I'm so sorry about that.
Damn it! I will use poison point one day.
33. That's going to be 53 damage.
No, that's alright, don't worry about it.
Jesus.
Nah, it does. 53.
53, oh, that's okay. So, is this normal? Yeah.
Yeah.
42, I'm on 34 health.
Okay.
You're good at mental maths, Robin.
I like doing mental math. That brain going. My brain!
Okay, so Trainer's doing the same stuff.
Yeah. I'll do critical moment again as well because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die in this round. I'm like, might as well get all the
I would have
evasion.
attacked you if I knew that.
I'm gonna
I
do
beg your
inspired
pardon?
training with critical moment, so I get a +3 to evasion.
Yep.
Good.
And like,
I'm going
Is
to
that what
touch
saved me
my
last time?
keystone
Oh!
and Mega Evolve my Agron into, wait for it, ingeniously named Mega Agron.
Magron!
Macron!
Macaroon!
Okay.
That's when something goes wrong and you accidentally Mega Evolve the Ditto one, you're like shit.
Well, so that's going to bring it back round to Kingdra.
King Joe.
Take out the other kindred.
I could, yeah, I'm gonna try and take out the other Kingdra.
Cool.
So I'm gonna do Dragon Pulse against the fake Kingdra. Please hit. That will hit. And
Ooh, 17. That's Ainsley.
Yep, it took me a second to realise that was Ainsley's character sheet. Dragon Pulse, yeah, it'll just standard hit. Nearly a crit, but not quite. 3d10. Decent roll, that's 10, 21 plus 10, 31 plus 41 is 71 damage, minus special attack,
So 71 minus special defense.
and then times by 2.
Yeah.
So 71 minus 13, quick maths.
58.
58 times 2.
116.
Jesus
I mean, I might have killed the Ditto.
No, you haven't.
Christ. That's our specialty.
So, do you want to describe that?
Yeah, so the same as before, like a burst of blue energy fires out of Kingdra's mouth, darts like a bullet to the fake Kingdra and disperses across its body before exploding, and kills it, and
Yeah.
it turns into a little pink blob.
It turns into a
And
pink
for a second,
blob
I'm
with
like, I disintegrate. Oh no, it's a Ditto.
I killed another. Oh, that's fine.
Cool.
I completely disintegrated him. It's just the organs left. No.
Cool, genies go.
Oh wow. I either kill my own genie. I kill myself or hurt.
Kill yourself.
Kill the
Shit.
genie. Kill the genie.
Suicide.
That was a very.
Suicide is painless. You ever heard that song?
Oh, I've heard that song. I will again, because I wasn't able to use it last time. I still have another go of it. I will try to use Dragon Rush on the Ditto Genie.
Yep.
The Minnow Mini. The
Ditogeny.
11
Yep, alright.
out of it. So 3d12 plus 10. That's 8, 16, 16, 26. 26 plus 10, 36, and then plus my special attack, 36. That is 53 minus special defense.
So again, Genie's gonna charge up towards fake Genie, appalled that it's imposter, and the light surrounds it again, and it uses its tail to bat fake Genie into the wall, and it collapses into a pink splodge again.
Nice.
Brings it
Whacking his
to
water.
Pebbles go.
So what's left? Just the pebble.
Just Pebble v Pebble.
The ultimate battle.
This is.
Of defense. I vote we just leave them to kill each other.
We come back 5 years later, they're still going.
Yeah. We finish Victory Road. Carl's just like, guys,
Oh god,
No.
man.
I'm still
This is
here.
actually going to be kind of difficult to do.
So if you remember, Pebble is on the ground, barely managing to stand up.
I'm trying to because okay.
Pebble.
I'm going to use Iron Tail, or try to, because it has a fucking high AC.
Against the
Against-
steel Pokemon.
Yep, but
Fair.
he's got Rock, which is weak to steel, which means he takes normal damage from steel things.
Okay, cool,
I mean, he
cool.
doesn't take any fucking damage anyway, but like I only have physical attacks.
Cool.
What's
Oh
the AC?
shit! It hits by 1.
Ooh. That's a 13, by the way.
Yeah, because it's an AC of 6 this move, but I do
Just hit him, crap.
3d12 plus 10, I think. Thank you. None of these are my dice.
And they paid off.
Fuck you. 9, 12 damage, plus that's 22 damage, plus attack, which currently raised, so 46 damage. Yep, he doesn't take that. He takes 1 damage.
Okay, fine. So real Pebble launches up and spins around with its colossal iron tail and tries to, hit it off the fake Pebble, which is currently stranded on the
Pebble.
ground, but it barely takes any damage at all.
Yeah,
It sort of like dunts off it. Okay.
just 2 steel monsters beating each other.
Pebble is going to try and use Iron Head against Kingdra. It's going to be a 4, so that's going to miss.
He gets poisoned.
No, he doesn't, he's
Missed.
immune to it.
True.
You're not going to get to use it.
One day.
So, trainer turns, I presume it's the same thing.
Yeah, mine's by training.
Cool. Kindra's
Or
go.
whatever it is I use, I can't remember.
Yeah, Kendra's going to use Brine.
Cool.
Can I ask if I hit those? Yes,
18,
that's
okay.
a hit. An 18.
Focus training I'm using.
Can I ask, is he at less than 50% HP?
Very much so.
Good, I do double damage.
Ah, decent.
I need another D10 that isn't Robin's, because her dice are cursed. Pretty good roll as well.
Wow.
That's 15, 21, 29 plus 20 is 49, plus 41 is 49 plus 41 is 100. What was that maths?
90.
90. It's 90, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. 90 damage.
Yeah. So that will take out Pebble.
Hell yeah. I'm sick.
I've just realised I haven't updated my thing for my defence. Continue, as you were, people.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kingdra bursts, a jet of salty water bursts forth from Kingdra's sort of circular mouth and soaks the fake pebble. And the water soaks in and actually probably start to see on the very edges it starts to corrode and rust parts of Pebble's armour before it pops back into a little pink blob again.
A little pink blob.
We won!
See you again.
We did it. Okay, cool. And at that, the door at the end of the room pops open, and you guys can continue through.